Hey, hey, hey you! Can you hear me? Oh, finally you see me. I'm the nutrition facts label on your box of cocoa cereal. I have seen you grab food without even checking me. Are those cup noodles in your shopping basket? You need to be more mindful of what you eat, or you risk becoming unhealthier, which can lead to obesity, nutrient deficiencies, and even eating disorders. To avoid that, it is super important to check me out before you buy your food. Let's take a look at what I have to say. First, you'll see the total calories. This cereal has 230 kilocalories per serving. That is important to know for maintaining your energy homeostasis, which is a balance between the energy you take in and the energy you use through physical activity and metabolism. Adults are generally recommended to consume around 2,000 kilocalories a day, so this helps you track your total intake. Next, I show you the amounts of total fat, cholesterol, sodium, total carbohydrates, protein, and vitamins, like vitamins A and C, calcium, and iron. Regularly eating processed foods can lead to extreme sugar and salt and insufficient essential nutrients such as vitamins and minerals. That is why it is so important to check what nutrition you are getting from your food so you can balance your diet and stay healthy. And don't forget the ingredient list. It tells you what ingredients the product is made from, which is essential for identifying potentially harmful components like allergens, added sugar, or harmful additives and making informed choices. For example, if you compare me to the one next to me, you'll see that I use whole grains while the other one uses refined grains. That makes me the healthier choice. Oh, someone is coming down the aisle. It's time for me to get back to work. But before I go, I hope you remember this. Checking the nutrition facts label is your first step toward better eating habits and a healthier body. Let's be conscious about what we eat, stay healthy, and take care of yourself. Bye for now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate today is, should we prioritize inclusivity over economic stability and growth when building sustainable communities? We, the affirmative team, firmly believe that inclusivity should be prioritized. Our opponents might argue that economic growth accelerates sustainability because it lifts people out of poverty, and without stable economies, community development is impossible. While there is some truth to this argument, it overlooks a fundamental element of sustainability: long-term and widespread benefit. Why is prioritizing inclusivity more sustainable in the long run? The FAO highlights the example of sub-Saharan Africa, where the Mitra clubs empowered rural populations, especially women, to actively participate in rural transformation. This led to improved livelihoods, reduced poverty, and greater gender equity by increasing access to productive resources. As a result, communities benefited from better nutrition, education, and resilience, including the adoption of climate-smart agriculture. This would never have been possible if economic growth had been prioritized at the expense of individuals' capacity to engage in their communities. Now, let's consider the broader impact. While economic growth may benefit specific regions, it can also create disparities, especially for minorities such as indigenous people and small-scale farmers. In 2014, the FAO adopted the voluntary guidelines for securing sustainable small-scale fisheries, which responded to the voices of roughly 100 million people reliant on these fisheries. These guidelines were created through an inclusive process involving over 4,000 stakeholders from more than 120 countries. By promoting equitable access to resources, these guidelines demonstrate that inclusive approaches are essential for achieving sustainable development. From both the long-term and broad-scale perspectives, I confidently argue that ensuring all voices are heard and valued is more critical than economic stability and growth. Thank you all for joining me today to discuss the Sustainable Development Goals, specifically SDG 3, Good Health and Well-being. The World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. SDG 3 sets measurable targets to improve global health, like Target 3.1, which aims to reduce maternal mortality to fewer than 70 per 100,000 live births by 2030. While these targets are important, they often focus on outcomes rather than the systems that drive them. For example, in the US, the CDC reported a decline in childhood vaccine coverage from nearly 95% to about 93% during the 2020 to 2022 school years. This drop continued into 2022 to 2023, even post-pandemic, leaving an estimated 280,000 kindergarteners without documented measles vaccination, which is 100,000 more than before the pandemic. This decline is linked to non-compliance resulting from pandemic disruptions and misinformation, and also rising exemptions. While SDG 3.B emphasizes access to affordable vaccines, I believe it is equally critical to emphasize education on the importance of immunization. Although SDG 4 promotes quality education, it doesn't explicitly include health education. To normalize vaccination and improve public health, we must educate communities about the importance of immunization. In conclusion, while SDG 3 establishes vital targets for improving health outcomes, greater attention must be paid to integrating health education to ensure lasting progress. Thank you.
How do your results address the targets outlined for good health and well-being by the United Nations? And how could your work expand our effects on these targets?
Okay, that is a great question. So our study was motivated by the challenge of low recognition of mobile healthcare as highlighted in the 2017 IQVIA report, which revealed that despite the existence of approximately 300,000 health-related applications, 85% of them have fewer than 5,000 downloads. So, to better understand the key factors influencing mobile health adoption, we developed a systematic evaluation framework encompassing three dimensions: technology, motivation, and resources, and 8 specific criteria. And we visualized the relationships among these factors using an interpretive network relation map, which led us to the results showing that the technological dimension exerts the most significant influence on both users' subjective perceptions and environmental factors. In turn, subjective perceptions also affect environmental aspects. So, these insights provide app developers and healthcare providers with a clearer understanding of how targeted technological improvements can generate positive effects throughout the entire mobile health ecosystem. So we highly expect that this can lead to more effective mobile healthcare delivery and increased accessibility for all. Additionally, our research validated the VIKOR methodology through practical application, where we assessed performance gaps among 4 different mobile health products. And this offers valuable guidance for decision makers seeking to enhance products, as well as for consumers choosing between options by providing a more effective approach to real world problem solving. In these ways, I believe, hopefully, our approach offers a structured path toward improving mobile health adoption, ultimately meaning better healthcare access for more people worldwide, which align with the United Nations target. Thank you.
Hello,
Oh, hello. Who are you?
I came from outside Earth. Can I ask you something?
Sure. What is it?
So, what are SDGs and why does inclusivity matter? I just saw a poster that said create an inclusive society to achieve SDGs, and I was just curious.
Sure, great question. So, first of all, SDGs stands for Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 interconnected global goals with a total of 169 targets established by the United Nations in 2015. And they outline what humanity should achieve by 2030 to ensure a sustainable future for the next generations.
What are these goals?
Um, they include no poverty, good health and well-being, quality education, reduced inequalities, and many more.
I see.
And the importance of inclusivity, right? So the central promise of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is to leave no one behind.
Leave no one behind.
So the SDGs are designed to benefit all people regardless of their background, gender, or ability. Without inclusivity, the SDGs cannot achieve their fundamental purpose.
What happens if we ignore inclusivity?
Well, non inclusive approaches can mean that the most vulnerable groups are excluded from development benefits, which perpetuates cycles of poverty and inequality. Even though they are the least responsible for issues like climate change, they often face the worst impacts and have less access to things like education and financial resources. So it is very important to consider not just specific regions, but a broader perspective that includes everyone on the planet. Also, inclusive societies are more resilient and innovative.
How?
By empowering individuals and communities to participate in efforts to achieve the SDGs, we can enhance social cohesion and bring a wider range of perspectives to problem solving, subsequently leading to a more sustainable society.
Okay, I think I have a pretty good understanding now of the SDGs and why inclusivity is so important.
Great.
I should bring this information back to my planet and let others know about it. It sounds crucial for our community too.
Let me know how it goes if you get a chance to visit again.
Of course, goodbye.
Bye.